first remind us how Luke finished up last year?
We finished up 8-3. We lost to Belmarais in the first round of the playoffs, but we've had a pretty consistent several years. I'm proud of our guys. It's just now we got to get over that hump. We're trying to get ourselves a playoff win, and that's what we're hoping to do soon.
How many starters are back, offense and defense?
We have everybody back except for one. Dwayne Wheeler was our starting quarterback for 4 years, and he's graduated. He was our only senior last year. We've got another quarterback coming up that's kind of waiting in the wings. I was hoping last year to get him a little bit more experience and rotate him in, but he tore his ACL in a JV game, and so but he worked really hard all off season, got himself rehabbed, and hopefully he's going to take that starting spot, and we'll just continue rolling with what we got. And we got one new junior high kid coming up that'll probably start. I'm excited for him, big old kid, a brother of one of our players, and so it'll be cool to see those two kids playing together.
What do you think the strength of the team will be this year?
Kind of generally what it is, it's been for the last 5 or 6 years, is just consistency. We run the same program that we do, run the same offense, same defense that we do in junior high, and we just kind of transition up. I always have kids, usually when they start in 6th or 7th grade, they've got a position generally that they're playing, and that's what they're playing all the way up. And I've kind of been trying that for the last 5 6 years, and now now some of them are up, and now they've got that starting spot. So just consistency, just being consistent with the positions that they play, and knowing the offense and knowing the defense and knowing expectations.
And Coach, talk about your non-district schedule.
Non-district schedule, we open up the year with Cress. We're playing a lot of D1 teams this year. In fact, we're playing all D1 teams except for CTK, which we'll play later in the year. But we open up with Cress. We've got Meadow. We've got Grady. We've got CTK. We've got Lorenzo.
And new district, in the sense of a new team, which makes it even tougher.
Yeah, I think we're the biggest. We got the most teams in Division II. We've got 6. It's a 6-team district. Everything stayed the same except they moved Sands down into us. So we'll play Sands and Klondike, and then it'll stay consistent generally with Wilson, Southland, Dawson, and us.
What are the goals this year?
Well, it's like I said, our goals are to generally our goal every year is to win as many games as possible. Hopefully this year, playing more Division I teams, it'll get us ready for those 2 tough matchups that we're going to have against Sands and Klondike. But our goal is to make the playoffs, and an even bigger goal after that is just to make that next step forward and win a playoff game. Loop's never won a playoff game, and it's frustrating. And we're trying, and I've had these boys, every kid I've had since they were in 6th grade, being there for, this is my 7th year, trying to keep those guys motivated and belief that they can do something that they really believe in and put their minds and hearts and bodies into, and that's winning a playoff game. But more so than that, staying consistent, being that team that we built up over the last several years.
And then, Coach, just you've been there so long, just what you've built, getting in the playoffs all the time. What can you say about the community and Longhorn football after all these years?
I remember, my first year there, they told me, well, expectations really aren't high. We'll just be excited if you get a first down, get a touchdown, make it past halftime. And, building on that and then just building a little bit at a time, really kind of brought our community in together, especially on the athletic side, especially on the football side. It gets tougher every year. Everybody's really excited when we're beating teams and we're 45 in teams or whatever, when we're playing the smaller D2 teams. You got to build confidence at a certain point, but now really this year, it's especially with this group of seniors that I've had since they were little, and they've been one of our most talented classes that Loop's had in a very long time. the goal is to make things harder for them this year, so that when we get to that position, we can finally at least make an attempt to cross that bridge, to climb over that mountain of winning that playoff game, or beating a Sands and beating a Klondike, and that's what our goal is, and I think that's like an expectation. I'd like that to be an expectation, but it's just we're just gonna have to see how it plays out.